How's it going? For the purpose of context, if you've never seen this old catcher's mitt before. Hey everybody, my name is Ben J, or B Jordan. I'm not sure how you... This isn't really that anonymous, is it? And I'm a recovering television composer. And man, I did a lot of composing. There were some points where things got real bad. I would be writing on 3 to 4 ads per week, ghostwriting on TV shows, trademark sounds, you name it. I even won a bunch of awards. Not like Oscars or Emmys or Grammys, but awards that only ad agencies and other television composers care about. And then one day I just woke up and I looked in the mirror and said, you know what? It kind of seems like the TV ad industry is collapsing. I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. Over the decades of composing, I have amassed a huge amount of sample libraries. Like, look at this folder. There's over 4 terabytes of Kontakt libraries alone, and I don't even really like Kontakt as a soft sampler. It's just that a whole lot of libraries were made exclusively for it. But over the years, this has added up to tens of thousands of dollars spent on these sample libraries, and they also require an enormous, excruciating amount of organization. And then add another terabyte for the East-West stuff, Spitfire, UVI, and so on. If you're wondering what my point is, it's that there is a mighty high cost of entry to score a film at any professional level. For a really long time, I wanted to make a video for this channel just having fun demonstrating how important music is to a scene, and it's probably been on my project board for almost 3 years. In fact, I mentioned this to ImageLine, the makers of FL Studio, and UVI, who make the sample libraries that I generally buy these days, since, like I mentioned earlier, not the biggest fan of Kontakt, and they said, well, we're thinking of putting together a really affordable, large bundle. And I said, I'm listening. And then a few days later, I drove downstate and was filming my father with an anamorphic lens in the woods, telling him to do random weird things. I shot a film that was about 90 seconds long with no dialogue or context at all. And there's a cross and a shack in the woods. My dad is picking up some bullets, and then he walks through the woods to a washed out road, and then we zoom out to the credits. Since it was only me filming, and I didn't hire an on-location sound person, I ended up sound designing the entire thing on a 3-hour stream, and I think it turned out rather swell. But now, the real challenge. Make 3 individual professional grade film scores that are drastically different enough from one another to change the genre of the entire film. And do all of that without using more than $400 total in software. For myself, or for anybody who owns any version of FL Studio, the entire sound library budget in this case would be less than $200 total. And there's even another bundle that costs $89, more on that later. Can I, with all of my screen composing experience, pull this off using a fraction of a sound library bundle that is currently going for under $200? Let's see. So my first idea is an adventure/sci-fi movie where my dad is a time traveler trying to change events of the future, and perhaps he's removing those bullets to prevent something terrible from happening, and he's surprised to see that that road washed out. Right off the bat, I want this one to sound super Hollywood, almost hyperbolic in its orchestral and melodic dramatization. And if you're a film score buff, think classic James Newton Howard. Too jazzy. Drawing our pedal automation. So when my dad starts walking, I'm going to bring in these strings, and I like to separate crescendos and decrescendos. So I have like 2 different MIDI channels here, and a crescendo is this. MIDI channel 1 builds up, and then a decrescendo is like this. So how that works in the actual pattern here. Crescendo, decrescendo. Crescendo, decrescendo. crescendo. I kind of want this to breathe a lot more. Since I'm writing all these by hand, I should probably randomize the velocity a bit. Time to start thinking about this area. I think maybe some brass or woodwinds might fit in there somewhere. I started this waltz thing. When it should just be breathing. The Crete pad is from Synth Anthology 3. It's a Waldorf microwave. It's actually kind of complex with the panning, and I brought the attack up a lot. And then woodwinds. That's too loud. I did like the idea of it having this old 1960s-esque timpani sound, but I feel like it's just not doing it for me now. Next idea. This is a transitional or wrap-up scene in a pretty light-hearted documentary about a forest ranger or a game warden or maybe even a farmer just doing his job. And maybe the bullets were spilled by my dad, or maybe he's picking up bullets that a hunter or somebody planking cans in the woods spilled. Our character here is content with his daily routine, and he's just making the rounds and getting some fresh air and enjoying the ambiance of the woods before heading into his living quarters for the night. This one is going to be especially challenging because most of the time I was shooting this, it was pretty dreary and overcast outside, and my color correction didn't help either, but let's go. I am playing around with Quadra, and man, I really like some of these sequences, and it's really taken the work out of it for me. Yeah, that's really nice. So I wonder if this cello pizzicato could, I don't know, be something else. I could take the velocity down. I mean, this is almost too easy. I feel like I'm cheating here. I feel like I'll have this done within an hour. I'm actually rolling these, so it's hitting all the chords right in the arpeggiator up there. I'm going to liven up this sequence with a rhythmic, I guess, more playful piano. Yeah, and then some strings over this would be nice. Yeah. My third and final idea is to take your attention away from what my dad's doing in the woods and put your attention into what else could be in the woods. And this is probably the easiest and most fun for me, using the utter lack of context that I shot as a tool of fear. Surprisingly, 95% of this was done with one library in the bundle. And so right now in this scene, so far, I have 7 instances of Meteor open. And Meteor is actually blowing my mind. I absolutely love it. The power, I mean, the amount of things that you could combine with a rise and an impact. And right now I'm only working on rises. I'm just creating ambience. My God, the only time I'm deviating from Meteor is just one drum sound inside Drum Designer. Basically what I'm doing is just every single tick, it's going to get a little bit shorter, and then that's going to be the cutoff. And that's just going to obviously add some suspense. So I'm going to do this here. I'm going to put this in here, make it one tick shorter, and this is going to be a lot of work. And so other than the power that is in this Meteor library, there's not all that much going on. And I also don't want to show you everything that's going on because I want the element of surprise to exist when you watch this. If you just watch that with loud headphones or a loudspeaker system, sorry about that, but I had to do it. These days, I don't really enjoy and am trying to move away from doing reviews of music gear or software, so I'm just going to let you be the judge on how well the library's performed. It is worth reminding you that I didn't use about 80% of this bundle because the film that I shot just didn't call for synth music or contemporary music all that much. However, I am familiar with a lot of those sounds because I already own a lot of them in the Vintage Vault collection, which I was very impressed by. Now, I do believe that both of these bundles are exclusive for FL Studio users, but I think that it is a really good match because just like all DAWs, FL Studio doesn't include realistic piano or orchestral sounds. But it goes without saying that $200 for these 16 libraries is quite a bargain, especially when you consider that it comes with Drum Designer, Beatbox Anthology, Meteor, Augmented Orchestra. I think the retail price for all of this is like over $2,000, and there's also an $89 version, and that includes these. In a few weeks on my streaming channel, Alpha Basic Live, you are going to see a whole lot of different musical scores for this little film that I shot. Every month, my Patreon and Discord community does this songwriting challenge called Sim Selections. And this month's challenge, win the praise and approval of my father. Okay, so to put it a little bit more technically, the score that my pops likes the best will get $500 in ImageLine cash. His second favorite will get $300, and his third favorite will get $200. Everyone participating will get an $80 coupon. You heard that right. I feel like the Oprah of Guitar Center, and I want to thank ImageLine and UVI for allowing me to feel like Oprah. I promise not to let y'all down with the controversial book club. Also, my grandson, Venus Theory, is also doing a video regarding this bundle, and I've been showing him the FL Studio ropes a little bit. Do check that out. And I do really want to do an interactive checking out of the bundle contents with you on a stream, so I'll be doing that on my next stream. Again, be sure to subscribe to Alpha Basic Live to see that. And then at the end of the month in my Sim Selection stream, I will be watching the film against every single score that y'all have made, and I'm really excited to hear it. And hey, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell. I don't really think I need to have to plug my Patreon or Discord in this video, as pretty much any level of membership will put you in a net positive with this giveaway, so I'm just gonna fade. Bye.